Hello, welcome back to my channel. This week I am showing you guys a meal prep video. So as always, I'm starting off with my fresh, clean vegetables. This week for lunch, I was wanting to make a veggie soup kind of deal. So here I'm just chopping up my 3 bell peppers. The recipe that I found calls for 3 red bell peppers, but I didn't have 3 red bell peppers, and plus those are more expensive. So I just got the variety 3 pack. So it's a little bit of different colors, but that's okay. So I'm just chopping up these vegetables here. Then I'm gonna grab my head of cauliflower and I'm gonna chop those up into florets. Make sure you rinse this off really good, by the way. I'm going to chop these up and put them inside the baking pan of my choice. I should have put on the oven for preset beforehand, but you know how it is. We always forget that step. Then I'm cutting up my big, large yellow onion. I'm going to throw this onto the sheet here. And I'm going to throw this inside the oven. Not legit throw, but we're putting it inside the oven. I'm going to bake this for about 30 to 40 minutes at 375. While this is doing its thing, I'm going to go ahead and start prepping up the chicken that I'm going to put into my soup as my source of protein. I put a chicken bouillon cube in here just to give it more flavor, but I'm still going to season it with my own seasonings. Just want to make sure it's enough sodium in there, okay? So I just put a little bit of water in there because I'm going to be shredding up the chicken, so I need to make sure it's soft. I'm adding garlic powder, onion powder, and smoked paprika. I just feel like that's just such a staple when it comes to the easiest way to flavor your chicken. So that's what I'm doing here. Just letting that cook until it gets softened. Now I'm heading over to my breakfast while all this cooking. You know what they say, always start cooking the things that take the longest. Excuse me. So now I am making my overnight oats for the week. I added in 1/4 cup of oats, some ground cinnamon. I'm adding a tablespoon of chia seeds and a teaspoon of stevia sweetener, whatever sweetener you want to use. I just use stevia because it's not a choice of sweetener that affects your insulin levels at all. So I try to be mindful of that. Then I'm doing a half and half ratio with water and milk just because milk is expensive, you guys. I don't know how the economy is looking over there where you are at, but the grocery stores are not playing with their prices on milk. So I'm doing a half and half ratio just to spread out my milk a little bit more. And for my choice of protein, for the protein oats, just to bring it up a bit more, I am using some Greek yogurt. This Greek yogurt is from the brand Fage or Faye. Not too sure if I'm saying it right. And they have a lactose free brand or line, excuse me. So I thought this was great. So it won't mess up my tummy for the week. I'm going to shake this up, put it inside my fridge, and then when I'm ready to eat it, I just heat it up and boom. I'm telling you, these oats are so decadent, especially with the yogurt. It's a complete game changer. Now, while my soup vegetables are still baking in the oven and my chicken is still cooking, I'm just going to go ahead and prep up my husband's lunch for the week. My husband is really simple. He loves his pasta with his choice of protein. So I'm cooking some chickpea pasta that I got from Aldi. They have their own brand, which is a lot cheaper than Banza at Walmart and places like that. So just a little quick protein on a budget hack. And I just added in my pasta sauce and I just let that on the side. So as you see, my chicken was done. I went ahead and shredded it. Took forever, but it's going to be so worth it. Then I'm adding in my water with a tablespoon of nutritional yeast with 3 chicken bouillon cubes just to give it flavor with a little bit of apple cider vinegar. And I added in some smoked paprika. I'm letting this boil just to get the water just nice and ready. Now, unfortunately, I was supposed to have finished this the night before, but I got caught up with my little one. So now I'm finishing it up the next day. I'm adding in all my baked veggies. As you can see, it's charred and just looking, it just tastes so good, y'all. I'm telling you, it was great. I didn't mean to get it that dark in the edges, but it's okay. I went ahead and I boiled that, and I'm just gonna let the vegetables get a little bit more softer and just infuse with the flavors of the broth and everything. So while that's doing its thing, I am now separating my chicken into exactly 5 servings for the week just to make sure it's all evenly distributed. I want to make sure I'm getting my recommended macros in terms of protein, just to make sure I'm hitting my caloric needs. Now at this point, my soup is done. I just have to put it in the blender and let it do its thing. And let me tell you, this took me forever. Not because it takes forever, but because my baby girl hates the blender. So I had to literally stop so many times, take her into the room while this thing was going on, and console her. She was just not having it. But while it's over here doing its thing, see, it's just, I could taste it through the screen. It's just great. Now I'm separating my soup into the servings, and as you see, it is lunchtime. That's why I'm prepping up my serving for that day right now. And I got these little Corel baking dishes. I know this is not what you use them for, but you know what? I just wanted to put my food in something cute, and I got these from my late grandmother, and that's what I'm using. Okay, so I thought it was cute. That's my lunch. So now back with the oatmeals, I went ahead and added in some frozen berries, and I heated this up for a few minutes just to get the berries softened. And then once it was done, it was great. I didn't feel the need to add any peanut butter or anything that was going to make it more immaculate, or what's the word, in my mouth. It was just great, just the way it was. So I definitely highly recommend putting Greek yogurt in your oatmeal. If you haven't tried so already, it's a replacement for protein powder. Now for dinner, I'm actually making some tacos. So I'm just chopping up my chicken breast into like tenderloin size pieces, adding in my seasonings. Of course, we gotta try to replicate that taco seasoning blend as close as we can. So while this is over here doing its thing, I'm gonna go ahead and start cooking it, doing all the good jazz. Oh yeah, I did add just a little bit of water into it just to make sure it doesn't burn, because I'm gonna be trying to shred this up as much as I could too. So we're just gonna go ahead and saute this up a little bit more and leave it on the stove top until it is done. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and start chopping up my vegetables for the taco mix. Now, I am a firm believer on adding in as much veggies into your plate as possible. It helps you feel fuller, helps you get all your vitamins, your minerals, and just helps you fill in those nutritional gaps that we're always missing out on, because food nowadays, at least the prepackaged ones, it just doesn't have what you need like raw vegetables do. So I try to add as many vegetables as possible in my meals going forward, and I feel great. As you can see here, I added in a green bell pepper. I think that was about 2 cups of mushrooms, maybe 3. I love my mushrooms, y'all. Then I'm cutting up a large yellow onion. I have tons of these, so I'm just adding all the onions inside my food, putting this in separate containers just so one doesn't mess with the other. I mean, it probably would have been fine, but I'm just prepping this up now because I didn't have time to make that dinner that day, but I was definitely going to get back to it the following day. So now that the chicken is done, we're going to be shredding this up as well. I just love shredded chicken. It just makes you feel like, you're just doing something. And I got my my burritos on my little plate. Oh, it's just so cute. I love my little plate and the burritos. Now, you're probably wondering why the burritos are so crusty. Because I tried to heat it up inside of my air fryer, and let's just say it didn't work out too well. I mean, the presentation is just lacking, but I'm telling you, it was great. I added in sour cream and my hot salsa with some spinach because I ran out of lettuce, apparently. Well, my lettuce kind of just like faded away. As you can see, I can barely close it. Super sad. So it's just gonna look the way that it looks. But that is it for this meal prep, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please be sure to like this video if you enjoy more meal preps like this one. And if you are interested in a quick, about 100-calorie snack, be sure to click on the video in the right hand corner. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.